I think I'm back.
Oh, you're back, yeah.
I lost everything. Then a whole lot went. I feel like,
Oh, no.
and welcome to another fun-filled Paranormal Monday Night Live.
With us professionals.
We didn't even get a start off it with Pete Tong. Gremlins in the works already, and we've not even started. Hello, welcome to Monday Night Paranormal Live with Paul and Jenny from Host for Ghosts, Angela from South Coast Ghosts, and Luke, one of our investigators there. And somewhere in the background, it's not a ghost, it's his mum. So if you hear a voice, don't panic. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. So we hope you had a great week last week and you've been out doing lots of investigations. We went to Botley Mills last weekend, so we'll talk about that tonight. So if you have any comments or you want to join in or even come on the panel and talk about your team or tell us about your investigations, please get in contact with Angela or myself, and we'll certainly put you on here, put you through your paces, talk to you. So come and talk to our audience. Any comments tonight, just send them in to Angela and she'll put them on the screen. So tonight we'll talk about Botley Mills. So we've got a great EVP for you to listen to, get your feedback on it. So it's all right, there's a message just suddenly pinged across my screen. What is going on tonight?
It's a bit delayed in the banners.
It's sort of, I don't know, it just sort of jumped all over the place. Anyway, so welcome. So if you have any, you want to come on here, like we were saying, please come on, contact Angela, South Coast Ghosts, Paul, Host for Ghosts, and come on and talk to us and, you know, tell us about your team, your investigations, your evidence. You know, nobody's here to judge. We're all the same. We all enjoy people talking about their different investigations and their locations. As you can see, we've had quite a few people on here talking about their stuff. So if you want to do that, please get in contact, send your comments in tonight, and we'll try and answer them. If we can't answer them, we'll find someone that certainly can. There you go. That's it. That's the spiel. That's the introduction. Now on to the game show. Now on to the game show. So, welcome to Monday Night Paranormal Live. We're going to talk about a place called Botley Mills. We investigated last weekend, I think it was, Luke, wasn't it? Or the weekend before? About a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. So, it's a very, very old mill in Hampshire. It's on the River Hamble. It's on the side of the River Hamble in Hampshire. And it dates back to about, hi, Dora.
Hello. No.
So it dates back. It's very old. It's a very strange place because you've got the mill, and inside the mill, sort of around the bottom, which I assume would have been workshops when the mill was running, are like shops. So you've got a wedding dress shop, a wine bar, a restaurant, a gun shop, tattoo, wasn't it, Luke?
Yeah, hairdressers. Yeah.
What else was there? Barbers.
Yeah.
It was all sort of around the bottom of the building, all these little quaint shops. And it's in like a really picturesque little square. So it's really, really quite eye-opening, really, wasn't it, for a little place like that? Very busy, as you'll hear from the EVP. You know, the wine bar was full, I think the restaurant was full, people mingling around. But above that is the museum. So they were saying in some pictures in the museum that it could be up to, it was known in the Saxon time, in the Doomsday Book, it's been named in that. And it had a Saxon owner right at the very beginning when it first was noted. They reckon it could be up to 1,000 years old, this place. So it dates back to the Saxon time. And the first owner ever known was the Saxon. So you can imagine how old this mill. And gradually through time, it's expanded, got bigger, hence why it was built on the side of the River Hamble. So they've got the big wheel that turns and grinds the flour and all that. It's called Botley Flour and Feed Mill now. But you can go there, as I say, there's a restaurant there at night, really nice pub, wine bar. It's quite a place to go and see, really. It's so unusual. Big car park, and you can park round the back. All of that type of thing, and the river, you can hear the river running alongside to it. So we started off our investigation in the base room as normal. Lots of posters around about the life of the mill and, you know, what they did there. It's quite interesting, you know, they had soldiers there at one stage, and it was all sorts. It was been converted to different things. So it's always been a mill, but converted using different rooms for different stuff. So if you can imagine, you've got all the restaurants and the barbers and tattooists.
They had pizza, didn't they?
Oh, there's a pizza place there as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they have a pizza place there as well. I never saw that myself. But as you sort of look on it, I sent Angela a picture. As you look at the mill, to the left was the where the caretaker would have lived of the mill. He would have lived in a house. So that's still on the site as the original. Obviously, it's been done up a bit, but it had the original building. And as you look across the car park, the mill's actually in front of you. You can see all the little restaurants, the pub, the wine bar, all are spread around the bottom in a bit of a courtyard. So it's quite a picturesque place and very busy. You know, there's loads of people there. So you go sort of underneath and in the middle, and then you go left, and there's some set of stairs that take you up to where would have been the base room at the very back of the building, where the posters are. It's like an historical museum now, above them shops. Hence why when you listen to the EVP, you'll hear a lot of people talking, a lot of noise. And that's why with the EVP, we were quite astonished. We heard one part of it, but we didn't hear the second part of it because we were so busy listening to one, we didn't hear the second voice. But when you hear it, you'll understand it. I'm hoping you'll hear it on it and just give us your feedback and see what you think. So you go sort of in the middle and up the stairs. That's the mill there. So if you look at the middle arch, looking straight down, that's the way you go in underneath that archway and out the back. To the left is the restaurant, and then you've got all the wedding shop on the right, a fabric shop on the left. It's just a massive, massive mill. So you can imagine above that, the mill is on 3 floors. So where it says Botley Mill Flour and Feed, that's on 3 floors. So obviously, as you can see here, so there's a very top one, middle, and then the last one at the bottom. So the mill was actually on 3 floors, but as they renovated, they've changed the sort of shape of it and added in the shops. So each shop would have been in what I assume would be a workshop. So they'd have had a machine shop, they'd have had something else, a flour, maybe a packing shed, you know, where the flour would have been put into bags and feed and all of that. So each shop is in one of them type of workshops. So it's quite a pretty little courtyard, and that lit up night, it really looks well. So as you go through that archway in the middle, there's stairs to your right and stairs to your left. And you go through the mill, out the bottom, you go left, and the river is just to the left of the building there in the picture with the big wheel. So we came out of the base room, came back to the middle of the arch and went up the right-hand stairs, myself, Luke, and a few others. And we worked our way up. It's quite narrow. The stairs were very steep, weren't they, Luke, to get up? You sort of, not one of these stairs where you would actually stand upright to get up the stairs. You'd actually lean forward because they're that steep. So getting up there is really quite steep. So you're leaning quite way forward as you're going up, you know. And plus, as you come to the next floor, it's quite low above your head. You have to sort of work your way up. So we ended up right at the very top of the first go with. It was about 4 or 5 of us, and the Spirit Brothers were up there doing the experiment in the opposite side of the mill. So they were doing theirs and we were doing ours on this side. So we'd set up. Jenna got up there and then decided to go back down because you could see the massive amount of dust in the light. There was lots of stuff, wasn't it, Lee? Jenna said, no, I'm out of here. We're not. And you can literally see a solid beam of dust, you know, and it's very original, wasn't it, Luke, up there? You remember?
Yeah. It was,
So we were standing there. So we'd gone up the stairs. So you imagine a flat floor. Literally is the original floorboards, the building is original, the beams. So it's obviously looking about where you're walking around because you obviously feel the boards moving and all sorts of things, hazards, basically. And what they warn you is some of the floors have holes in them. But they try to cover holes up with marking so you don't tread backwards and fall down 2 flights or whatever, because they got the floors up to renovate the floors. So obviously you're fighting, looking at holes in floors. And so anyway, we were in this room. So we were all standing there. We had a shadow box slightly to our left. We had a laser grid up on the wall, didn't we, Luke?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That was pointing down to the other side of the room, wasn't it? And then we kept thinking we saw someone moving in the laser grid.
I remember that now. Yeah.
Do you remember? And then we asked the Spirit Brothers, have you got anything? You know, have you got anything? And they said, oh, we got a name. I'm here, George. So I thought, okay, so we're seeing this, what we look like a shadow within the laser beam, in the grid. So we weren't too sure whether we were looping light from them. But when you looked at it, it's quite 20 feet, 30 feet in depth, this room. So when you're looking at the laser grid far away, a lot of the lights kept disappearing and coming back again. So we're not quite sure whether it was dust particles blocking them out, or we were seeing a shadow. But you could actually see the lights disappear. But it wasn't like in one place. It was like moving across the laser. And all of us kept saying, what sat down the other side? And there was 2 ladies there, and one of them was a medium. And she said, I feel there's a man down there. Literally, she sort of shouted out, can you come? And we could see the lights disappearing. And she called out. So, and then the shadow box was going off by the side, and there was a child's voice that came in the corner of the room, because we weren't quite sure where we were, where it was all coming from. And then I think that's a room where we were in there, and Lynn took unwell, didn't she?
No, that was.
Yeah, she suddenly come over really unwell.
I think it was that one.
Yeah, that was
wasn't the stairs bit. Wasn't the bit where the stairs was.
No, it was in the first part. Remember, we had to take her out back down the stairs.
Yeah.
She felt unwell.
Yeah.
And Lynn suddenly came over really unwell.
Yeah.
So we had to obviously stop and get her down, because it was so dark out there and the stairs were so steep. Yeah. You really had to go down with 2 of you just to make sure you didn't actually fall all the way down the stairs.
Yeah.
So, hi, Gemma.
Hey, Gemma.
So we were up there. I think there was myself, Luke, Gemma, these 2 ladies. It might have been Julia. I'm quite sure Lynn was there. Anyway, what we thought we'd try is the ping pong ball. So we put the ping pong ball down on the floor. So after a bit of a while of calling out, charging up the ball, we actually saw the ping pong ball actually moving towards us, rolling towards us, with nobody there. So we double-checked it on the floor, make sure it's not the sloping floor. It could have caused the ball to actually move towards us. So we left the ball there and walked back, and still had the laser grid, but still had these lights disappearing in the distance, which is very strange. You know, when you look up and you think, what was that? Or did I just see something? It was like that sort of, someone was peeking around and moving around, but you couldn't quite catch it. So we put the ping pong ball on the floor and waited, and it sat there, and then it actually started to turn on its own, started to spin, didn't it, Luke?
Yeah,
and we're thinking, that's actually going round. I think Julia put a video on it. He's got a video, and that ball actually turns very, very, very slowly round on itself. Now, that can't be the building if this ball is turning. And then we're videoing it and then calling it, and the ball actually was going round and then stopped and then started to roll towards us again, but very, very slowly. So when you videoed it, we had a picture of something in the background, and you can actually see the distance increasing. So you had where it started from and where it finished. You had somewhere to say, it's got travel from there to there. It was such a small movement as it was rolling. You're sort of wondering, is it my eyes? Is it, something playing tricks up it? When you think things are moving and sometimes they're not, are they?
Yeah.
And yet, when you watch the video, it actually starts off like a bit of wood, and then you can actually see the distance increasing from where we put it down. And yet we put it back up there again, and it did the same, but it spun, this going round in a circle. It's really, really strange to see the ball do that. So we did that for a little while, and that sort of intrigued us. And the Spirit Brothers were saying, you know, you can hear noises here. There's something moving around in here. And that sort of verified like what we were sort of seeing in the laser grid, to be honest. It was, you see it, wasn't it? It was, wasn't it not? But it was a lot of dust. So I'm not sure whether the dust would be powerful enough to block out the laser light. I don't know. But I wandered over there to have a look to make sure there's nobody else up there. And the Spirit Brothers were to our right, so they were nowhere in the line of sight of the laser grid. So it wasn't a shadow, them throwing off a shadow. So it was really, really odd. And then we heard a child's voice and then a laugh from behind us. And as we said, is that you? Is that a child? The shadow box flickered on and off.
All right.
So that was true. How things? Long time no see. Daniel Lee Barnett. Hello, Daniel Lee Barnett. Using your triple name now. That's very posh. Get you. Coming up in the world, you are, mate. You're going to be on a better bike soon, I'm sure. Anyway, so...
Did you notice any temperature changes when the ball was moving?
It was very cold, I think, wasn't it? It wasn't cold. Yeah. The building was quite warm for somewhere that's that old. But you feel the sort of the draft, you know, the cold blast past you, and you think, well, it's an old building, you know. And I even went to one of the windows, put my hand around the window to see if it was blowing from the window down onto the floor, and that's what could be making the ball move. We did walk around, didn't we, Luke? Checking the windows, the doors, make sure everybody was standing still, so no sort of vibration on the floor would cause the ball to move. But it was this twisting motion, this slow twisting motion that was really strange. So from there, you come obviously back down the stairs and back out into the courtyard again. And right opposite was another door and another set of stairs. So you go through the door and turn left, and it's like a very old machine shop, basically. So where the maintenance people work now, they've got their toolboxes. And we thought we saw someone run in there when we first walked through the door. Like we'd surprised someone. So we all sort of filed in there, called out. But it was tapped, but nothing really you could say, you know, that it's paranormal. It was a tap. Could be the building, could be a machine, could be a tools, it could be anything. So we thought, okay. So from there we progressed. So we're going on the ground floor. So we're going up one set of flight of stairs to the second floor, across a hall, like a massive room with some machines in it, and then up onto the third floor. So we've gone all the way to the very, very top. Again, very dusty. And you can hear the wine bar downstairs. So, you know, you're fighting against the noise pollution as well. And we were up there, and, you know, a few more people joined us. And a few of them kept saying, oh, it's something in the corner, something over there. But again, it was one of them places where you think, well, I don't know. I've not got anything concrete or anything like that to say, yes, that is. But so we decided then to come down to the second floor. So on the second floor, it's a few machines, a hole in the floor that you had to sort of walk your way around the hole and not go down it, and some wood piles. So we set up the funny thing is, when you came down from the third floor to the second floor, about halfway down the stairs, you had this overwhelming sickness. Really felt sick. And not just me. Everybody that came downstairs went, what? Oh, I feel so sick. But that was everybody. It was about 8 of us, Luke, by then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And you felt it as well, didn't you, on the stairs?
Yeah, something strange. Something happened on the stairs, I think. Something strange on there, yeah.
Really, really odd. That real sick, guttural feeling. Once you reach the floor, it seemed to go. But if you walk back up the stairs and come back again, you've got that same feeling. Get to the floor and it's gone. But the room felt very strange, like something wasn't quite right in the room. So anyway, we set up the laser grid. There was about 7, maybe 8 of us there at the most. So we're standing there. It was me, Luke, Gemma, Julia, 2 other ladies, and some other people anyway came. So we're standing there calling out, and we're getting taps and knocks to the thing. So I said, I know what to do. Like I do, we'll do a EVP recording. So what I do is I'll put my voice recorder down on the stairs where we felt sick on the stairs.
Okay.
So I put it on there. We put a cat ball on there and a shadow tracker at the bottom of the stairs. So, and the laser grid was shining in the corner by the stairs. So we're calling out, and the shadow box was going like someone was stepping over it. That was the voice, and the cat ball flashed. So I just left the voice recorder there. So it was running. You can hear us calling out. You can hear a lot of people in the wine bar underneath. So we're standing there, like calling out, and we thought we saw something in the laser grid again. What was that? You know, we probably missed it, but there was some. Did anybody else see that? You know, a few people said, well, no, I didn't see anything, but a few others said, yeah, I thought I saw something go across the wall, but we wasn't sure. You know, there was differing opinions. So, you know, which is fair enough. That's what happens. Some people see it, some people don't. So we're standing there calling out, you know, like we do, spirit, you know, we come with the most respect and all of that. And then, I don't know whether you can play the clip now. If you ever listen to the clip, you'll hear what we're on about. So you'll hear the first part, and then you'll hear a lady's voice. So if you listen carefully, you should be able to hear what she says.
I'll play it through my phone because it might sound a bit louder.
Okay.
It might not. Who knows? Let's try.
Come and talk to me. Talk to us in the room. And join us. My name's Paul. Tell us your name.
There's the first part.
Did you hear that? Can you do that again for me, please? Thank you so much for doing that. Do you think you can make that noise again for us? Come on, you come join us.
There. Now,
I'm sure. It's loud, wasn't it? Why didn't you put it out loud?
so I don't know whether you heard. So the first beginning, you hear a breath. And that sort of, everybody heard it in the room. So we actually audibly heard it, everybody. That's why you hear a lot of them go, what was that?
Yeah.
Because you're thinking, because you've, but you know, you heard it with your own ears, you're thinking, right, where is that in the room? So if you can make it that loud, you've got to be standing in this room somewhere with us. And then a little while after, you hear Julia call, and then you hear a woman say, what we've tried to work out was something company. So we're thinking, and that's not until we played it back. We never heard that by ear. We just left the recorder running. So we didn't hear that. So we carried on with the session in there, and it was very active, noisy bits, and then suddenly it just stopped. Nothing. Just went completely dead. Absolutely nothing. Like whatever it was had gone. So I thought, okay. And then we thought we heard someone upstairs on the third floor. He was like, dunk, dunk, dunk. And if anybody wants to hear the recording, I can send it to you. Because in that recording, you actually hear footsteps. Like someone's walking across. It goes, dunk, 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 dunk. Like, so, if you listen to it really carefully, you hear the knots. And that sounded like someone walking around the room. But we were all stood still. It wasn't until I heard it back and I thought, that's actually walking. There's someone walking in the room. So we went back up on the third floor because we heard what we thought was noises and bangs above us. So a few people said, oh, I'm not going up there because it makes you feel quite unwell. So we went up there. And as we got to the top of the stairs, we sort of turned around. So you imagine, it's like an open plan room. So it's a massive room. So as we turned the top of the stairs, one of the ladies that was up in front of us said she'd just seen a shadow run across the wall because she headed to where the shadow was in the corner. So we all sort of got up there. I think I went, Luke, two ladies, wasn't it? We were standing up there. And she said she saw, I said to her, what did you see then? She said, I saw something go from the right-hand side of the room, run across the wall and disappear in the left-hand side. So she stood in the left-hand side, another lady stood in the right-hand side, and myself and Luke stood back against the window looking into the room. And there was a few knocks and taps. But you know when you're in a room and it feels really, really uneasy, when you're really quite sure, you're sort of constantly looking around you thinking something's going to happen, because it went completely still. So you were just waiting for something to go boom, jump out at you. But it never did. So we ended up coming all the way back down. But then we sort of played the EVP back on our way out. And that's where we heard the woman say, we're saying, our, my, what's she, what company? We couldn't make out the first word. And then it wasn't until we're standing on the second floor and we're thinking about it. One of the ladies said, well, where do you think we are? I said, we're in a flour mill. And then when you listen back, it says flour company. And that's what it's called, Botley Flour and Mill Company. So it is quite some EVP to catch, to be honest. I was surprised that it was so clear. And like when I sent to Angela, you heard the breath, didn't you? You said, well, I said to you, listen for the woman's voice. When you listen to it, we could play it again so you can have another listen. Listen for like the breath. And we literally heard that by ear, all of us in the room, because everybody went, what was that? And then you hear me call out, and then you hear Julia call out, and split second after Julia, you hear a woman. And you can imagine how loud that was said, because it's staying over the people downstairs. You can actually hear it say, Flour Company. And it's the Botley Flour and Mill Company. Yeah. So we were astonished to get that EVP. And it's a different voice to everything around you. I don't know whether you can play that again or so you can have a listen. But listen to the breath, then you hear me, then you hear Julia, then you'll hear a woman saying Flour Company.
Come and talk to me. Talk to us in the room. Join us. My name's Paul, to the shore name. That was that. Oh God, what was that? Yeah. Did you hear that? It was like, can you do that again for me, please? Thank you so much for doing that. Do you think you can make that noise again for us? Come on, can you come and join us?
Yeah.
Come on and join us. We might call it, but we didn't record it, I'm sure. It was loud, wasn't it? Why didn't you put it out loud?
And that was it. And you can hear that voice is not the same as everybody else in the room or downstairs. So quite what that voice was it disembodied voice? I don't know. But I think it's relevant to where the location we were. And we did feel that it was a lady that fell down the stairs. That's what the overall feeling was, that something had happened on them stairs. We don't know whether she was pushed, injured, or something terrible happened on them stairs, because them stairs just had some sort of presence about them. And it literally, halfway up, you'd feel absolutely sick. So whether you're feeling how she felt when she fell, bounced downstairs and died, I don't know. I haven't looked at the history to know whether someone... I can imagine that at a working mills, there would have been injuries there because of grinding stones and horses. And, back there, they never really had health and safety, did they? So you can imagine there'd be quite horrendous injuries. So we caught that EVP, which was quite astounding, really, to get it. So we went from there down to the base room, had a cup of tea, grabbed the SLS camera, and we went off to the tattoo shop. So you had to go with a tour guide into the tattoo shop. So he would sit there while you're in there, obviously, because it's someone's private shop, but it's haunted. The tattoos, all those shops there are haunted, supposedly. So we went into the tattoo shop, and it was probably the warmest part of the building in there. It was really hot in there. So we didn't have earlier, the Spirit Brothers had names and taps and knocks going on there. So they had quite a bit of activity going on in the shop. We went in there, and it was a bit quiet, wasn't it, Luke? It wasn't really a awful great deal going on. But
had some sort of feeling that something was there, though.
Yeah, you knew something was in that room,
Yeah.
So we thought we'd break out the SLS camera and have a run with that. And sure enough, in the seat was someone sitting in the seat, a spirit in the seat. So we actually put a cat ball on the arm of the seat to see if we could get it to move it. So a couple of times we asked, can you put your arm out? But the cat ball never flashed. All the time it was on the seat, it never flashed. So, you know, it's unfortunate, really, because we would have liked to see on the SLS camera that it reach out, move the ball and the flash and videoed it and all that. But this person or child, I don't think they were very tall. They didn't appear to be very tall sitting in the seat, but they would move from the seat onto the counter and then back again. So it was doing that. So it was hard. It'd go from the seat, and you turn around, it was on the counter, and then it'd go from there, and it was back on the seat again. But the person actually sitting there, like with their legs crossed, you know, saying, "Can you uncross your legs?" and all of that. And sure enough, in the camera, it was doing it. So that was quite interesting. Although we didn't get any taps or knocks, did we, Luke? But
No.
the SLS camera was showing us something sitting in the chair. So we went from there to the Miller's house. That's right. That's what it's called, didn't we? So upstairs in the Miller's house, this house has never been investigated before. They've never let anybody in there. So we were honoured to go in there first. But we were in there 20 minutes, half an hour, nothing. Absolutely quiet, nothing at all. No noises. Luke was there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was just dead, completely and utterly dead in the room. So, you know, that's how it is in the paranormal world, isn't it? You can go from activity to nothing. It's just how it is. So, I wouldn't say we were disappointed. You think, oh, well, you know, it's not been done before. You know, you think it'd be a hive of activity. And Spirit Brothers said they had a few names come through when they were in there, but nothing else. So it's a quiet sort of location in the Miller's house, which is just off of the main square, like the courtyard. So then we went from there to the restaurant downstairs because the restaurant had been shut. So we were allowed, every time somewhere shut, you were allowed access into it. So we went into the restaurant. I'm just trying to remember what happened because I think Jen saw something in there. I'm not sure, she's nodded off now. And yeah, as we walked in there, I think as we walked in, you sort of go into a main restaurant, and you walk through, and there's another restaurant further on beyond that. So it's two separate rooms, wasn't it, Ruth?
It was, yeah.
And I think when we went in there, I think Jen said she thought she saw a shadow run across the room. But again, we went in there, sat at the table, did all the calling out, did all the stuff. I wouldn't say there was much on there, was there, Luke, in there? It was quiet. A bit like the Miller's house, no noises, no taps. But Jen swears by she saw something shoot across the room. But I don't know. Again, that was a very quiet part of the meal. So obviously, by this time, it was chucking out time in the wine bar. So, or spirit bar, whatever you want to call it. So they was gradually looking out. So we went back into the main building. Yeah, you remember when we went into the restaurant in the Botley and you said you thought you saw something?
Yeah, someone's standing there.
Yeah, someone standing in the middle.
Oh.
So Jen said, "Oh, who's that?" And then, well, I didn't see it because I was sort of following up behind, so I didn't see it. And I think, if I remember rightly, Gemma felt something in it. I'm not sure, but we sat in there for a good 20 minutes, but nothing. It was very quiet.
Yeah,
We left and we thought, well, there's nothing going on. We'll just move on to a different part. So we went back into the main mill again, where we went back in to the machine shop, which was on the lower floor, where the maintenance men sit. And again, as we entered there was a few bits going on there. And I did notice, and I thought someone was down there looking around. Someone standing down the end. Because I said, "Oh, someone's in here. Hello, you all right? You okay?" I got no answer. And I thought, well, that's very strange. And I sort of shone the little torch. You remember, Luke? And I said to you, "Did you just see that person down there?" So we walked through, past the toolboxes to the end of the room where we saw them, went left, and it's a dead end. It's like a workshop. So I'm thinking, well, it looked to me like someone was looking around the room, but it was only us entering the room. So it was that split-second sighting, and it's gone like it normally is. So So there was knocks and taps we got in that room. So we went back to the second floor where we had the EVP, had a look at there. That was knocking and tapping, but slowly it fizzled out, didn't it, Luke, over the evening? It started to get quieter and quieter, because I think because it has so much going on there, there's a lot of energy in the first part of it. And it's, the wine bar closes, the restaurant closes, all that energy starts to dissipate, because as you can hear from the EVP, there's women chatting in the wine bar and lots of energy. You can imagine lots of energy, people in the shops, in the barbers, in the tattooists. So lots of people all around. So is there any comments or anything like that, Angela?
No.
Okay.
No comments.
So we sort of came outside. And I walked along to the mill, to the river, to see what was going on down there. There was nothing really there. Me and Luke, we were trying to use both recorders at the same time, see if we could pick up some sort of thing. Did we pick up something, Luke, didn't we? We both had it at exactly the same time.
I think it was quiet at that point.
Right. I know we had both recorders going, wasn't it?
In the restaurant, I think it was. In the restaurant,
in the restaurant, right.
Yeah.
We were trying to compare the two recorders. So it sort of went quiet and fizzled out. And really that was the end to the evening, because it finished at midnight. So it was an early finish. I think your screen's frozen, Angel. So it was a quiet, oh, there you go. You're back again. So it was a quiet evening at the end, because I think as the energy dissipated, it started to slow down.
I think we saw that light. We saw that light at the end, I think.
Which one?
We thought it was at Amy's torch bit, which she said it wasn't a torch.
Which room was that in then?
It was in where the tools sort of were.
Yeah, in the machine shop.
The last room we went in at the end.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
When we saw this bright white light, wasn't it? And we thought Amy would come in with her torch on.
Yeah.
And we all sort of saw this light moving around the room. So, and nobody had the torch on. We asked Amy, did you have your torch on? She said, no, it's off. And she showed us. And it was off. But there's a bright white light moving within the machine room around. Yeah. So we're not sure where that came from. It can't be from the car park because you're on the opposite side to the car park. So you were enclosed in the car park. So it's a very strange light. And we weren't sure right at the end what we were actually seeing. This bright white light, whether that was spirit light or a reflection from something, but I can't see what it could have been because it was completely dark by that time. So we're not sure what that light was. So really, is that it, Luke? Did I miss anything in 40 minutes?
Yes, the SLS camera in that room as well was something sitting there as well.
In that same room, the machine room?
Yeah, that same part, yeah.
So the SLS camera worked quite well, didn't it, in that?
Yeah.
Didn't get a chance to get the video recorder out or the infrared, but the SLS camera was working quite well in there. So it picked up, if you believe in what you see on the SLS camera, we saw spirits in the chair in the tattoo room and the spirit in the room where I thought I saw someone standing in the machine room. But we ventured to say back up where we got the EVP and back up to the third floor, but it was completely quiet. It sort of gone. The energy had actually gone. So it was sort of 10 to midnight, 5 to midnight. So we had to wrap up at midnight anyway. So we were going around getting everybody out, and because they wanted to lock up and go home. So all in all, it was a good investigation. The EVP was tremendous. It's probably one of the better ones I've got. And I quite believe in taking my recorder everywhere. And I keep moaning at Luke to switch his recorder on.
Yeah.
So if we got two recorders, we could see whether one of them picks them up or both pick them up. Give us some sort of comparison. But that the EVP was really, really good. The breath we all heard in the room, all 6 or 7 of us heard it. But we didn't hear the woman's voice until we rewound it and listened back, which is quite what happens. So all in all, it's a good investigation. It's a great place to go if you want meals or wine bar, or it's quite a place, to see and steeped in history. So that was really our night there. So it was a good all-round night. quite dropped. The energy dropped quite quickly. But you know, the first and middle part of it, the night seemed to go very quickly, didn't it? Like,
Yeah, it did,
seemed to whiz past before you realise it's 11:15. It's 12:15. It's 12:30. It's 12:45. You know, and obviously we had to be out. But time seemed to fly past. So, you know, it's well worth going back there again, I think, and doing another one there because it's quite impressive. So that was the end of that investigation, really. So yesterday, listen, have a look at these pictures in a minute, and you'll put on. My sister contacted me. She lives down in Suffolk, but she lives down like a dead end road, and they got a house on the left hand side, and they live opposite a nature reserve. So nobody goes down there, and it's where people sort of drive, stop, and then walk their dogs on the reserve and come back again. So it's a dead end road. You can't go anywhere, and they live on the house, and it's quite a few houses down there, but you don't see anybody no matter what time you go in and out. You know, just normally see dog walkers.
Oh.
So in the early hours of the morning, obviously she lives opposite the reserve. She heard what she said was a noise outside the house. So, you know, she's not the bravest one in the world, put it that way. But she thought she'd better go and have a look. So she looked out the window, and none of the lights were on next door, either side of them. Complete darkness. Nobody there at all. And then she thought she saw something in the car below as she looked down. So she went down the stairs and sort of looked out the lounge window, which is actually looking across the cars. So when you see these pictures, have a look at these pictures and see what you reckon.
Wow. Yeah.
See it?
The face.
Yeah.
The face, yeah, in the car.
That's it. If you zoom in, look at the face. Zoom in. If you're on your phone,
Yeah.
look at the face.
Look like a goblin.
Yeah.
I don't actually know, Dora, what it looks like.
Got like
Because at
trophy ears.
first she said to me, have a look at these pictures. It looks like Dad. And my dad's been dead about 10 years now. And at first glance, it does look a little bit like my dad. But when you zoom in, it's not. It's not my dad. But when you actually look at it, how spooky does that look?
Yeah.
Very.
You can't actually see the eyes.
Where's it being lit up from, though? It looks like someone's got a torch on it. I don't know whether
She doesn't know. She just
up.
what you see in the bottom of the picture is the top of her roof of her car, and she took the picture because she thought she saw someone sitting in a car. Now there's nobody. The whole place is in darkness. You can see in the background the trees. They live down this lane that nobody goes down other than people live there, and their neighbours are quite elderly, and they obviously live next door. They don't come out at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No.
And sit in their car. It's only because she thought she heard a noise. She thought, oh, well, I'll go and have a quick look outside. So she didn't actually go out. She just took a picture from the lounge window. And she said, oh, my God, there's someone sitting in the car. And she actually saw it in the camera, not actually by eye. She just saw what looked like a light inside the car. So she decided to take the picture. And then she sent me, said, look at this. What do you think this is? And I don't actually know what it is. I'm not sure. I don't think it's a real person, to be honest, because the eyes and the face, and because their neighbours don't even look like that. And their neighbours don't have a red car. They have a blue car.
I was going to say, did she recognise the car?
No. And that's what sort of put the wind up her, because she didn't recognise the car. What she described as, she said because I said to her, it's a car hole. She said, I think so, but I couldn't see the other side of the car. I could only see one side of it. But if you look at her picture, you can see the whole of her roof of her car, but you can only see half of that car. Now, when you go down this road, down this lane, and they live opposite this nature reserve, right? So we decided to go out for a walk one day, and as you come out of the bottom of a garden, turn right, and there's a lane that crosses across towards the Felixstowe dockyards. So we were walking across there, and on the way back, I thought I saw a woman walking across the field.
Okay.
We stopped. My sister said, why are you stopped? I said, just give me a minute. There's a woman walking across the field. And she said, there's no woman walking across it. And I saw this woman coming towards us, and she stopped 10 yards from the fence. But she had a very, I want to say, tweed suit on, skirt, jacket, and what I would describe like a Robin Hood hat. Do you know that pointed sort of 60s type or 40s type hat? And I was standing there looking at her. She's looking at me. And I said to my sister and my brother-in-law and a few others, can you not see this lady there? They went, no, there's nobody there. I said, I'm telling you, she's there. And then in my head, like you do, she was showing me a room underneath the ground with stairs that went down. So as you look across the field, you could see the little square room, building, like a concrete building in the middle of the field. Next time I'm down there, I'll take a picture of it and you'll understand. And then I saw planes coming in and out, in and out, in and out, all in my head. So I said to my sister, I could see planes and cars and lorries coming and going, and completely described it. And my niece was there, and her husband then. And they was going, what else can you see? I said, I can see lorries coming in, planes coming in and out. So this went on for about 6 or 7 minutes, I'd imagine. And then she just disappeared 1 minute. And what I saw was where it had been ploughed, but it was actual grass I was seeing. But when I came back, it was actually ploughed. So coming back to normal time, it was ploughed. So my niece and her husband then did a Google search about a week later. So I said there were stairs going down and blah, blah, blah. So right opposite them, whether this is something to do with it, I don't know. Right opposite them is a concrete structure out in the middle of this field. And in the structure is stairs that go down. And what it was they flew a lot of secret agents out of that building. They'd land in the woods, in the trees, in the grass, pick them up and then fly into France with them, because it's only a short hop from Felixstowe into France. So what it turns out it was a top secret bunker, but the stairs and everything is still there. So I said to my brother-in-law, do you know who owns it? He said, yeah. It's the landlord that owns the building that they rent. He said, well, can you have a word and we can go in there to have a look? Because I really wanted, because I knew it'd go down 3 flights. So he spoke to the lady that has the keys, and he said, look, does this inside that building, does it go down 3 flights and blah, blah, blah? He said, how do you know that? That's top secret. How do you know there's some? And he said, can we have the keys and go? She said, you can't go on your own. I'll have to come with you. And it got near a time we'd actually driven down to Felixstowe, getting all excited to go. And she changed her mind. She said, no, it's top secret down there. You can't go down there. I wanted to go down there because I'd seen in my head what it looks like inside. And when he described it to her, she said, yeah, it's exactly like that, but it's top secret. And just on the coast of Felixstowe was a place called Ballsy Island, and that was a radar, the first ever radar built, sonar, a radar built during the war. And what they were doing is transmitting signal back to this underground station. So it's communication backwards and forwards. So I'm not sure whether this person in this car or whatever is from there or where he's appeared. But she said it was just there. That person looks like it's slumped against the pillar of the door of the car. Likely they passed out in the car. I'm not sure, Jonathan, because if you zoom in, but I said to her, did it look at you or anything like that? She says, no, it was just as it was, as you see in the picture, was how it was sitting in this, which you can only see that part of the car. You couldn't see anything beyond. But if you look at the picture, you can actually see the roof of her car.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure it's half a car or it's just the way the camera is and it's not picked up the rest of the car across. I don't know. But she said there was no street lights on and there ain't no street lights down there. But she saw this glow in the car, which is what made her look out the window in the lounge. So what's that in that car? So as she looked out, she saw this glow and took a picture. And then when she zoomed in the pictures, when you can see the face.
Mm.
So, you know, have a look at it, see what your opinions are, see what you think, let us know. I'm not sure whether it's human or it's spirit. I don't know, but where they live was very active during the Second World War. They lived just off of the docks. So the Germans would have been trying to bomb the docks around that area. So, and there was a lot of soldiers killed there. And probably less than a mile away is a fort called Langar Fort, which is a bit like Widley, you know, but it's actually on the corner of the sea. If you go to the fort, you're actually right on the edge of the sea. So the sea crashes up against it and all of that. So it's called Langar Fort. And I did a paranormal night there with my sister because she's really interested, but she won't go on her own. So I had to go with her. So we did a night there. It was very good there. A bit like Widley. It reminds me very much of Widley, you know, that type of fort. But it's right on the sea. You can hear the sea crashing and all of that. Where Widley, you're up on the hill, aren't you? The most you get there is quite high winds, isn't it, at Widley? Yeah. So that's interesting because all of that area was fortified during the war. So I'm not sure. I know her neighbour doesn't look like that, and they don't have a red car.
Yeah.
But their car was still in the drive. She said the blue car was in the drive. So I'm not quite sure. It freaked her out because she couldn't sleep for the rest of the night because she kept looking at it. But eventually she went to bed because she works in A&E. She works in the A&E in Ipswich. So she starts about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I said to her, was it there when you went out? She said, no, there was just a blue car in the drive, nothing. She was a bit freaked to go out on her own. So she woke my brother-in-law up to go outside with her in case it was still there. But when they went outside, there was no red car there, nothing. And they never heard a car pull away because they have PIR lights on the front of the building. If you move, they come on.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't see any lights, but she just saw the glow inside the car and took the picture. So I'm not sure. You know, we're open to comments. People, you know, it does look like Jonathan. It's someone there. Whether it's spirit or whether it's, I don't think it's someone drove there and just parked up and then decided to be on their phone, or I really don't know. But I would have found it very strange for someone to be out that time in the morning in a dead end road. So very strange. So let us know what your thoughts are on that. If you agree, disagree, you think it's spirit, not spirit, that's fine. We're open to it. But I thought I'd just show you them because it's quite creepy, isn't it?
Very creepy.
Yeah.
I don't like looking at it. Well, I like looking at it, but then I don't like looking at it.
But you know what?
It doesn't look like a human face.
It doesn't, does it? But what threw me, right? If you have a look at it, the car, it's a red car, isn't it? But why is it in black and white? Why is the face in black and white?
Yeah.
Can you see the redness of the car?
Yeah.
Look. But why is the face in black and white?
It's like a mask, isn't it? Because it's quite sort of smooth, if you know what I mean.
It's I don't know, it's really odd, isn't it? It's got no detail. You can obviously see the mouth and nose, but the eyes, it's got no eyes, is it? Can you see in that picture there? Look at it there.
Freaky.
Do you know what that looks like? A clown face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the shape of the eyebrows. So I don't actually know what that is. But why is the car in colour and that's in black and white?
I
I thought you'd like that one. Looks like spirit to me, very creepy, Alan. Yeah, it does look like a spirit, to be honest with you. It has no eyes. It's so odd. Yes, Mason, it's a very... But what I'm trying to say is the car is in colour, but it's in black and white. Why would that be? Why would you not get a colour of a person's face? And like you're saying, it's very smooth.
Front looks like it's black and white as well.
Her
It looks
car
like
is
the only colour bit is red.
Yeah, her car is black and white.
Oh, okay. I'll see it.
So that's the roof you can see there and the pillar and the windscreen and the side window. Her car is black. But the car there is actually red, but the picture inside is black and white. Looks like a lady on the back seat as well. Oh,
I was
You
trying
can
to
see
look at
someone on the
Oh.
back seat, yeah.
there's
I'm gonna
something there, isn't there?
I can't see him.
Looks like something there, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I better not tell her that. She could definitely won't be going out. But that is really creepy, isn't it? There is someone in the back. Well spotted.
Oh, if you zoom in on that face, it's like it doesn't look like it's attached to a body. It looks just like it's just a face. I don't like it. I'm not looking anymore.
I
Not
can't
looking
tell
It
her
looks
that.
like,
I can't tell her that.
to me, it looks like X-ray kind of thing. That
Yes.
have that X-ray glow.
It does,
Yeah.
yeah. I
This
don't
is
like
someone who works in the radiation
it. I
department
don't like it.
in the hospital, and they're glowing in the dark. They're glowing in the dark. But I thought I'd let you
I
see
didn't
that.
see that.
I sent it to Andrew earlier. Going, oh, that's creepy. So I thought I'd bring it on here and let you have a look, and get you. And thank you for your comments. We're always open to the comments, and tell us what you think. I didn't see something in the back, so whoever spotted that was a good shout. There is something behind it, but I'm not sure.
Hang
But
on, okay.
when you zoom in on the face, there's no features, is there? I don't know.
I'm just going to put this up to the camera, see if you can see it, because I
Okay.
can't zoom in on there. But can you see that? Oh, hang on. Let me take this other one off. Yeah, it might be.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it zoomed in.
yeah.
I don't like it. Bull.
But it's got no eyes, has it? How can that be? So sleep well tonight after seeing
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
For that, like
Thanks for
Andrew,
showing me
it's a very, very creepy picture. And she said she couldn't really settle, and she made my brother-in-law go outside with her when she went out. But there was no red car there. It's just the neighbour's blue car sitting there in the drive as normal. Nothing was different.
No.
Yes, it was a very creepy picture. So I'm not sure, someone might look at this and have an idea what it could be or what's happened, but I don't know. And and she doesn't scare easily, so seeing that sitting outside the next doors, and that's why she sent it to me to say, have a look at this and see what you lot think of these pictures. So there you go. So anyway,
Is she watching us tonight?
no, because she goes to bed early. She starts at 5 a.m. She works in the
She'll be
A&E.
all right.
Oh, she'll get my brother-in-law out of bed to go down there with her. She won't go out on her own. She keeps saying, "Oh, I'll come on a paranormal night with you and Jen and your team and all of that." And then she says, "I'm not going outside. That's too creepy." So, so make of it what you will. She's quite funny, but she's very much into the paranormal. But I think it creeped her out, to be honest. So she was a bit worried about going out, getting in her car to go off to the A&E, because I think she starts at just after 5, so she leaves about 20 to 5 in the morning because they have an early shift on the A&E. So she goes out that time, the early hours in the morning. So I thought I'd bring you that, let you have a look, see what you thought about it. So that's it tonight. Just one more thing. We have another event at Fort Brockhurst again on the 26th of April.
25th.
20. Why do I keep saying the 26th?
Yeah.
On the 25th of April. Don't know why I keep coming up with that number, but on the 25th at Fort Brockhurst.
It's Christmas Day. Not
You know why? It's probably 26th, Jen's birthday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the 26th.
Yeah.
That's probably what keeps throwing me. So we're doing a charity event. Dora done any more EVPs at the gym this week? Last one was very interesting. Graham.
I will do it next weekend.
We've actually been there, and that's quite a creepy gym. Excellent
Yeah.
evening again tonight on the broadcast. the broadcaster. Thank you most sincerely. Thank you for tuning in, Mason. You're always welcome. Come on there. Come and join us. Come and chat about your paranormal events or your paranormal experiences. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you ever so much for coming on tonight. Glad you enjoyed it. It was quite a creepy end to the end. But on the 25th of April, 2026, we're back at Fort Brockhurst doing another paranormal investigation night in association with the English Heritage. So non-profitable, all the money goes to the English Heritage to maintain the fort and help with the renovations. So we're more than happy to do that. Obviously, we don't get anything out of it. They get all the money, so all your tickets. So if you'd like tickets to come along, please come along. They will sell out very, very quickly for this one. Last time we did it was myself, Angela, Dora, Luke was there, Jenny was there. And it fell on Halloween night. It fell on half term. So we sort of had about 14 people, I think, somewhere around that. Mm-hmm. So we still made money for the English Heritage, and they were very chuffed with what they got. So this time we'd like to sell all 30 tickets and get you all there because it is a fantastic location. So drop onto the website, www.hostforghostparanormal.com. Drop onto our website, and if you look just down there, it says ticket source. Click the ticket. It takes you straight there. That is as easy as that, isn't it, Dora?
Yeah.
It's just one single link. At the moment, we're having it maintained. So click on the link. It will take you straight to Ticket Source and buy your tickets. So it'll be a great night. It's a great place. It's a good activity there the first time here. And bear in mind, this is only the second time this has ever been investigated, this fault. So we're very privileged to be allowed to do it by the English Heritage. And also, we may have, what was the other one, Dora, we were going to have?
Netley Abbey.
Netley Abbey. So we may well be putting that up on the website too.
In May.
In May. So if you're interested in that,
double check.
Keep an eye out for the banner. We'll do a banner and we launch that so you can come along with us to Netley Abbey if you've never been there. Andrew, have you ever been there?
Yeah, I've been there. It's nice. It's a big open space.
There you go. We've got our tour guide, Angela.
I'm not sure about
that. So 16th of May, Dora, was it?
Yeah.
So if you're interested in that, we will go along anyway. But come along, join us there. I'm sure it'd be quite a good night. It's ruins, isn't it? Ruins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll launch some pictures so you can have a look, see if you're interested. If you are, contact us. Hit their website or Facebook or Messenger, Dora, myself, Angela, whoever you can get hold of. Just launch it and we'll pick it up. So I'd say the tickets to Fort Brockhurst will be are on sale now. I say again, www.hostforghostparanormal.com, all one word. And then as you drop down the box, you'll see it says tickets. So click on it, takes you straight there. As easy as that. And then you buy 2 or 3 clicks and you're done. So please come along, come and join us, come and see us in the flesh. We're so much better looking in the flesh. So come and see us. We've got plenty of equipment you can use. And the first time we were there, it was a little bit quiet because it was the first time we ever done, but it gave us a teaser, didn't it?
The candle thing. The candle.
We saw the candle in the hallway, the plasma ball, the knocking noise Angela and Dora got, and the shadow I saw in the hallway. We had lots of different things go on. It was like a little teaser, really. And being privileged to be able to do it later in the spring, summer, they're going to open a lot more of the vault after they finish renovating. So we'll be allowed to have a lot more of the outside and the messes and the hospital room and various things that they're willing to open once they've done the renovations. So us doing a non-profit helps them do all of that. So it keeps that history alive. But it's a fantastic place to go. If you're interested, please drop on the website, get your tickets, come and meet us. We'll all be there on the night. They will have equipment you can use, and you have to obviously stay with the host, stay with the team leaders, because part of the ruling is you can't wander on your own around there. But when you're in a group, things happen. You know, so it's great place. So I'll stop waffling. Let you all get back to watching the TV. So once again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Graham, Dora will do some more recordings and send them out to you.
Yeah.
Of the very most haunted gym,
Oh,
like the footstep in the bathroom on the wet floor. Good catch, Dora. That's a great picture. So that just gives you. So thank you for watching. Only remains for me to say, from myself, Paul and Jenny, Angela, Dora and Luke, have a very, very safe week. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.
Right.
Bye.
bye.